Listen, I hope y'all WNBA players is paying attention. They will replace y'all asses. They have Caitlin Clark. They have Paige Beckers under contract. They have Angel Reese. They have replacement players they can go get. They have a slew of rookies they are about to draft.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest karma moment in professional sports history is currently taking place. Additionally, we are watching it live on national television. The so-called leaders of the game, the WNBA veterans, waged a concerted campaign of hate speech, jealousy, and small-time sabotage against Caitlin Clark over the course of 2 years. On the court, they attempted to physically abuse her. They tried to mentally break her in the media. Her exclusion from the Olympic squad was attempted. They believed they could dim her light and maintain their tight grip on the league if they made her life sufficiently unpleasant. However, the price is all they have, and the bill is due today. We have definitive confirmation that the WNBA's owners, NBC, Universal, and Peacock, who are the sport's main power brokers, have strategically decided to do away with the WNBA veterans entirely and pursue the Caitlin Clark business model going forward. It's a real headline. Everything was lost for them. Additionally, they didn't lose it due of misfortune. They lost it because they were unwatchable, unmarketable, and eventually replaceable due to their toxic behavior. Caitlin Clark is sitting at the NBA head table on NBC, laughing with legends, signing big agreements, and becoming the face of basketball in America, while the veterans are sitting at home mired in a nasty labor dispute that could terminate their season. The attempt to destroy her didn't simply fall through. It flopped so dramatically that the people who planned against Hillary are no longer relevant.
WNBA, NBC, Peacock, they're pushing on and moving on with their promo, regardless if y'all signing this deal or not. Because I'm pretty sure they got a contingency plan in place. They have a contingency plan.
You must comprehend how significant this change is. The NBA and WNBA recently inked a huge media rights agreement with NBC and Peacock. In a typical agreement like this, the network would devote months to highlighting the league's past, speaking with seasoned players, and creating the game's legends. However, take a look at what is truly taking place. Diana Taurasi is not being called by NBC. Breanna Stewart isn't being called. The players who have been disparaging podcasts for the past year are not being called out. The only individual they are calling is Caitlin Clark. She has been brought on as a special contributor for their coverage of the NBA. This is a purposeful message. NBC management examined the information. They examined the interaction on social media. Above all, they examined the nefarious strategies. They witnessed the cheesy shots. They decided they didn't want to be involved in fostering toxic jealousy after noticing the hostility. They wish to work in the ratings, buckets, and sunshine industries. Caitlin Clark is a pleasant, high-skilled, fan-friendly product that embodies the future. The veterans stand in for the past, a resentful, gatekeeping, elitist group that despises its own supporters. The WNBA's entire old guard is the dead weight, and NBC decided to cut them as a business choice.
NBC Sports, what they did is they flexed on them. Okay? They flexed on them. Here it says, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The WNBA is coming to NBC and Peacock. So,
let's investigate the cause of this in more detail. The Players Association and the WNBA owners are now at odds. The players are making threats to attack. A 30% revenue share is what they are requesting. They are requesting pay raises of millions of dollars. And who is spearheading this effort? The veterans. These are the same veterans who don't accept the Caitlin Clark effect. The owners are giggling as they consider these demands. Why? Since they are aware of the reality. They are aware that there would be no revenue to split in the absence of Caitlin Clark. They are aware that no one is purchasing a Peacock membership in order to see the players that mistreated Caitlin. To keep an eye on Caitlin, they are purchasing Peacock. Thus, an alliance has been created between the networks and the owners. They have come to the realization that they can generate revenue without the WNBA as a whole. All they require is the Caitlin Clark performance. They have protected their greatest asset from the negativity of the WNBA by providing her with this platform on NBC, regardless of the season. It's okay if the veterans choose to go on strike. Every Sunday night, Caitlin will analyze LeBron James on television. In any case, she wins. The veterans are now starving after playing chicken with the Golden Goose.
Absolute abomination. Nike dropping the ball. Here it says Nike confirmed to Ad Week it will not run a commercial during Super Bowl 60 this year, so there won't be a Nike X Caitlin Clark spot during the game. Listen, man, this don't make sense. Caitlin Clark's sneakers are about to drop.
Are merciless. They have a single concern: both acquisition and retention. Who is in charge of subscriptions? Is it the player who criticizes the new fans and complains about charter flights? No, it's the player who remains humble while hitting logo threes. Peacock has done a good job of pitching the WNBA as a broad league. Is the promotional poster visible to you? It is focused on Caitlin. Caitlin is the main emphasis. The other actors have been reduced to supporting roles in their own film. This is the direct result of their nefarious strategies. You are encouraging the audience not to care when you spend a whole year telling them that Caitlin isn't that good or that she should wait her turn. And you know what? The crowd paid attention. They have little regard for veterans. The girl they attempted to bully is all that matters to them. While Caitlin left the front door with the kingdom's keys, the veterans simply locked themselves inside a burning structure in an attempt to gatekeep the league. Consider the psychological damage this causes to the established order. Imagine being a seasoned veteran, a multiple champion, and sitting on your couch wondering if your salary will clear this month as you watch NBC fly Caitlin Clark to Madison Square Garden to sit next to Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony. They must be being eaten alive by it. However, they caused that wound on themselves. They would have been sitting next to her if they had embraced her, guided her, and understood that all boats rise with the tide. The endorsement deals would go to them. Their pride would prevent them from receiving the NBC segment. They were blinded by jealousy. Petty complaints were prioritized over family wealth. NBC has since moved on without them. The network is aware that Caitlin Clark is more than just a WNBA player. She surpasses the league in size. Compared to the veteran, she is larger. She is a cultural phenomenon that exists independently of their consent. Not all of the harsh techniques were physical. They were systemic. The referees were the ones swallowing their whistles. During press conferences, the coaches made derogatory remarks. The legends on podcasts were used to downplay her accomplishments. All of this was broadcast by NBC. All of this was observed by corporate America. And you know what? Liability is detested by corporate America. Veterans Dayton is an asset. They started to negatively impact company. They transformed the WNBA into a hateful, dramatic soap opera. Caitlin, however, never used a nasty word in place of a basketball celebration. She didn't participate in the drama. She did nothing but play. She arrived. She gave autographs. She showed the game respect. NBC is recognizing and rewarding this expertise. They are communicating to the world the importance of character. The supporters who have stood up for Caitlin over the past 2 years are being validated by them. This departure from the veterans represents both a business support of Caitlin's moral fiber and a corporate denunciation of the veterans' conduct. What about the future, then? An era is coming to an end with this decision by NBC and Peacock. The gatekeeper veterans' time is finished. You must embrace the new program if you want to be a star in this league right now. By giving Caitlin more authority, the owners are obviously done giving in to the players who are holding the league back and are removing the union's authority. The union has no influence if the league's spokesperson is already working for NBC, even if they threaten to go on strike. The proprietors have managed to get around the toxicity. By eliminating the acrimonious intermediaries, they have constructed a direct conduit from Caitlin to the fans. Now, the veterans are yelling into thin air. They are able to picket. They have the right to object. They are able to publish on social media. However, they are powerless to halt the machine. The rookie from Iowa has been selected as the machine's driver. This humility lesson will be researched for many years to come. The winning lottery ticket was in the hands of the WNBA veterans. They only needed to cash it. They only needed to say, "Welcome, Caitlin," with a grin. Rather, they ripped the ticket apart and flung it at her. They are now begging for scraps while they watch her print her own money. They are to blame for the disaster. The media war was lost by them. The fan battle was lost by them. They have now lost the war of money. Peacock and NBC have had a conversation. The proprietors have communicated. The fans have had their say. The WNBA is no longer a player democracy. That is Clark's domain. The only option left to the veterans who tie her up and stop her with their nefarious methods is to slip into obscurity. In the end, they only canceled themselves, despite their best efforts to cancel Caitlin Clark. Veterans won't even be invited to watch the revolution on NBC.